When you're giving people the benefit of the doubt and you already have a weird feeling about them and then you still give them that extension, I know we live in a social media age where people feel like they have to post their accomplishments, and I get it, but you're better off being private. I get asked questions about evil eye bracelets. What do you think about evil eye bracelets? What do you think about evil eye talismans? Hey you guys, welcome back to Your Level Up Guru. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you know what to do. Go ahead and do that. Today we're going to be talking about a super interesting subject, and that is evil eye and monitoring spirits. Whatever you're doing, I want you to stop and pay attention to this video, because not only am I going to be dropping some logical gems, but I'm also going to be dropping some spiritual gems from experiences that I've experienced in my life in regards to evil eye and monitoring spirits. So if you're not familiar with what evil eye means, I think it's a Greek or probably Middle Eastern saying. Really, when someone is looking at you with an eye of envy or jealousy or negativity. And monitoring spirits is a term used for people who want to know as much about you as possible, not because they care or like you, but because they want to sabotage you in some way. Monitoring spirits will possess certain people. So let's get started. When it comes to evil eye and monitoring spirits, I want you guys to understand that not all compliments are genuine. Not all compliments are genuine. Sometimes people will try to blindside you by over complimenting you so that you don't sense that they are jealous and envious of you. So you have to really pay attention to the energy that exudes from someone when they are complimenting you. One thing that I've experienced from people is when they over compliment me, and it's kind of like it's just too much, to the point where it's just like, it's too much. I know that there's envy and jealousy there, and they're trying to hide it by complimenting me so that I don't sense the evil eye that they're looking at me with. So for example, if you walk into a room and a girl's looking at you like, and then once you catch her, she's like, oh wow, I like your hair. You know, that's what I'm talking about when I say that not all compliments are genuine. And I learned something. Shout out to everybody from the Middle East, everybody who watches me who are probably Muslim. I don't know, forgive me if I said this wrong. I don't know if it's mashallah or mashallah. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, but I love Middle Eastern culture. I don't know if I said that right. Forgive me if I said it wrong. I don't know if it's mashallah or mashallah. I don't know. But I learned something super cool the other day from someone that I was speaking to, having a conversation with, who was Middle Eastern. And basically, that word is a word that you say after you give someone a compliment to make sure that an unintentional evil eye doesn't get placed on them. And I love that. And I have a lot of Muslim and Middle Eastern subscribers and followers, and I noticed that every time you guys would give me a compliment, you guys would put mashallah right after it. And I'm like, why do they keep saying that? And then when I learned that off of another video I watched a couple days ago, I realized, wow, that's so sweet. It's like they're complimenting me, but they're saying that after so I don't get any evil eye on me. And I thought that was so amazing. So I love that. The next thing is to use your discernment and senses. I think that a lot of times we can sense when something about somebody is strange. The only thing is we tend to brush it off. So I'm going to give you guys an example of evil eye and how it works and how you know someone has the evil eye for you. I was at an event, and I like to wear stack rings on my finger. I don't have any right now, but I usually like to stack rings on my finger when I'm going out. And I had someone look at one of the rings that I was wearing, and she's like, oh wow, like I love your ring. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. But for some reason, when she said I love your ring, I don't know what it is, but something in my spirit felt disturbed after she gave me that compliment. I don't know why. Like, she's nice, she's sweet, I've never had an issue with her, but the minute she gave me that compliment, my stomach turned, and I didn't understand why. You guys are not gonna believe this. When I went home, I wear that ring all the time. I could not get that specific ring that she complimented. I could not get it off my finger. I used lotion, I used baby oil, I used olive oil, I used shampoo, I went in the shower to steam it off. I could not get the ring off. I literally had to go to a ring store and have them cut the ring off my finger. And that's when I realized that evil eye is real. She gave me that compliment, but there was some envy behind it, which is what caused that to happen. So use your discernment and senses when it comes to certain people. If somebody is complimenting you and congratulating you and you just have a feeling that it's not genuine and it's not real, and what they're telling you is not coming from a place of sincerity, I think that you should definitely pay attention to that. The next thing is monitoring spirits are there to gain entry into your life in order to sabotage you. So let me tell you how monitoring spirits work from my perspective. Monitoring spirits do not work without information. So I always tell people when it comes to these demonic forces that possess people, for example, like monitoring spirits, a monitoring spirit cannot work without information. So that's why I always tell you guys to be cautious about the information that you share with. I learned to be cautious with my life, and I learned to be cautious with who I share my life with. So a monitoring spirit will not get far with me because I can smell a monitoring spirit. I know how they act. When someone has a monitoring spirit in them, I know how they act. That's why you have to block family members who are keeping up. They don't like, comment, or anything or support, but they are keeping up with everything that you post. That's a monitoring spirit. You have to block them. The next thing is to beware of an over-admiring person. I always talk about this. I don't trust people that over-admire me. You can like me, you can admire certain traits about me, but when it starts to feel obsessive and unhealthy, that's where I start to take a couple steps back. Don't trust anyone who over admires you. That's a big sign of evil eye, because just like what Drake said, jealousy is love and hate at the same time. So they can end up loving you so much that it turns into some weird jealous obsession, and God forbid you lose your life as a result. So never trust over admiration. And the next thing is major sign of evil eye. They compliment you and things just go down. It's like, oh girl, I love your hair. The next day you start losing all your hair. Oh, I love your car, it's so nice. The next day, car accident. Oh, I love your business, it's growing, it's doing so well. Next day, no customers. Evil eye is real. You got to be careful with who you're having conversations with, and pay attention to the results of what happens after you have a conversation with that said person. Okay, and the next thing is whenever they find out that something good is happening to you, for some reason it goes down. I remember I had this subscriber, she emailed me and she said, listen, like, I'm dating, dating is going good, but for some reason every time I talk to this friend about a guy that I'm seeing, the guy ghosts me the next day. I said, well, she's obviously a monitoring spirit, clearly. She's evil eye, clearly. Don't tell her anything, and you should distance yourself from her because she doesn't have good intentions for you. And she said, oh, do you really think it's something spiritual? I'm like, yes. If every time you tell her something positive and it gets ruined, what do you think that means? And I think that a lot of times as people, we tend to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt. And when you're giving people the benefit of the doubt and you already have a weird feeling about them, and then you still give them that extension, it won't turn out in your favor. The next thing is they want to see or learn about what you like. So when someone has a monitoring spirit, you're going to feel like this person wants to live in your body. They will start asking you the most personal questions. I remember when I was dealing with someone who had a monitoring spirit, they asked me, oh, like, I feel like you wear black a lot. Does that signify something? And in my head, I'm like, you pay that much attention to my wardrobe that You notice what colors, like that's someone who's studying you. I stay away from people who have an abnormal amount of interest and curiosity in me, and it's never going to end well. So I completely distance myself from that person. But what I'm saying is, monitoring spirits, they like to know what you like, what you don't like, so that they can know what to attack in regards to you. For example, I'll give you guys a story. I was listening to it on YouTube. This girl applied for a major job. She got the job. She had the first interview. She had one more interview left. And she told her friend about it, about how amazing the job is and how good it pays. And the friend was like, oh, cool. Like, I got you a present. And the friend bought her, like, a candle and a notebook and a pen. And her friend said, oh, this pen is for good luck. Make sure you use it on the second interview. And I guess she, like, hexed the pen. When the girl used the pen, she didn't get the job. So imagine if you didn't even tell your friend in the first place that you had a high paying, like I think the biggest problem that people have in this day and age, I really think that people have a hard time not talking to people about what they're doing. People crave validation at such high levels that they have to constantly keep people up to date about what's going on in their life. And I don't have that personality type anymore. Like, I don't even keep my family up to date on what I'm doing. If they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. I don't, because it's all about God. It's all about God. Keep God in your plans. Keep God the center. He's the only one that can make your plans work anyways. And if there's a destiny helper, God's going to be the one to send them anyway. So why do you have to publicize what you're doing to people? You don't have to. I know we live in a social media age where people feel like they have to post their accomplishments, and I get it, but you're better off being private. Evil eye bracelets. I get asked questions about evil eye bracelets. What do you think about evil eye bracelets? What do you think about evil eye talismans? I cannot wear evil eye bracelets. I cannot wear evil eye talismans. It's not because I have anything against it. I can't wear it because of my belief system and my relationship with God. I'm always going to be given the cross. I can't wear any talismans like that. I'm not talking negative on it. I'm not talking negative on the belief system behind it. Like I said, I do believe. As far as the talismans and it bringing protection to you, I don't know. It's not my culture. I'm an island girl. I don't really know too much about that and how it works. I've been to restaurants and places where I see the famous red lace evil eye bracelets. I don't know much about it. For me, based on my religion, my only protection is Yeshua. So there's no talisman or necklace or anything I can wear. I just pray and ask God to protect and guard my life in all ways, and I ask God to guide my steps and to put a banner of protection around me and let my foot not slip and let me tread on the lions and cobras, like Psalm 91 says. So I don't really wear talismans for protection. For me, my protection is Jesus. That's really all I can give as far as protection advice. But for you guys who do wear evil eye bracelets, I don't know much about the culture, and I'm one of those people where I will not talk bad about something that I'm not knowledgeable of. So if that's your culture and that's what suits you, do what suits you. But I feel like when it comes to evil eye, you need to just discern if the person is jealous or weird and get away from that person. The best form of protection is getting away from the jealous person. For me, for protection against like evil eye, negativity, things like that, for me, I use Psalms to protect myself. Psalm 23, Psalm 91, Psalm 35. I'm a Psalms girl. I read a lot of Psalms every day. I have specific Psalms that I read for specific things. And I just pray and I ask God to protect me. And I pray that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I pray that everything negative that comes against me will be consumed by the fire of God. And that's just my prayers. I pray that every day. I anoint myself before I leave the house. That's a very, very good piece of advice for you guys who want to protect yourself against evil eye and bad energy. You need to be putting in the spiritual work. You need to do spiritual work. You can't just get up and live your life like a chicken. And I think I talked about that in the beginning of this video. You can't just get up and just leave your house. Like, you need to say your prayers, your psalms, your oil, protect yourself, affirmations of protection. Ask God, protect me as I'm going into my car today. You can't just live your life regularly, because it's a world of people are weird. Like, you have to protect yourself at all costs. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on evil eye and monitoring spirits. Definitely drop in the comment section your experience with evil eye and monitoring spirits. Don't forget to listen to my podcast every other Friday on Spotify. Season 1 of it is officially out, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. All of my social media handles are in my bio. Love you guys.